Hello everybody and welcome back to Gamer History. Today I will be showing you another one of my awesome builds. Now, this is a house, not a bunker, but I consider this one of my best houses that I've made. It's definitely the most, fancy. It's definitely the most fancy. As you can see, it's on the water, so that's kind of cool. When I built this, I was kind of in a phase of building them on the water because I thought if they were on the water, it looked way awesomer, and also you'd have better views and stuff because being in the water is like something you can do in Minecraft, but it's not really practical in real life. I guess that's why I did it. And I still love building on water things. Definitely built houses that weren't, but that is not some of my best builds. My best builds are on the water, I guess. So why don't we just jump right into it and I'll give you a house tour. And then we have one more house. I call that my Quirky house because it's definitely on a level all to its own. So if you want to see that, I guess you can skip further into the video to when I show that. Right now, this is my fancy house, and the next one will be my Quirky house. And I will do what I did earlier, last video. If you didn't see it, you can go into the playlist, and I should have my other. You should go onto the playlist that's on the screen at the end of the video, and it should show my other Minecraft builds that I've shown off. If you haven't seen them, I might reference them. You might want to watch those first. So, in my last video where I showed a couple of bunkers, I said in the last bit of the video, I would hide a subscribe in the last couple minutes of the video. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to hide it in the last 5 minutes in the video. What I can say is it will not be hidden during the end credits, you know, when you see the stuff come on the screen, like the subscribe button in the middle, and like the different videos. It will not be in that part. So that is what I can say. It'll be in the last, actually, I'm changing it. It'll be in the last 3 minutes of the video. You can skip to the end if you feel like it. I won't be offended, but please watch the whole video. And thank you. And now we get right into it. So this house, I made it with redstone and everything. There's a couple of redstone things that I really was happy about because I don't really do redstone. It's not really my thing. So when I do something that's redstone, it's like a thing. It's like super exciting for me because I don't do much redstone. I'm not very good at it. I'm just gonna go ahead and admit that. And what I did with redstone isn't very impressive. But I did do some stuff with redstone, and I made everything work. So when you walk right in, you have this carpet on the floor, and you have this giant dining room table, and these fancy lights in the ceiling, and that's pretty cool. And if you move over here, we have a giant, like, theater seating. You have the seats and the tables, and then if you go further forward, you have a seat and a bigger table. And of course, because okay, so before we continue, I'm gonna have to change this to day because it's probably best at day. Just let it be known that I did make it so that it lights up at night. You can see that. It's fine at night. I just think it's best presentable during the day. Give it a second. There we go. So, of course, because movies are best with the lights off, I put light switches in all of the ones around the theater so that you can dim the lights. It doesn't dim them much, but it gives, especially at night, it dims them a lot. But it doesn't dim them to the point where you can be harassed by mobs while watching the movies, because that's no fun. I'm going to turn the lights back on. It doesn't really make much of a difference during the day because we have a lot of natural lighting. We have a whole bunch of windows, a whole bunch of different places you can see out. See, we have windows along the sides. That is our Quirky house. It's pretty nice. It does definitely look weird though. I used like the weirdest things I could find, like the weirdest wood and stuff, so that it would look odd but functional. Then we have like a giant carpet, and then we have it leading to the table because that This gives it like a good like sit down, eat, you're welcome vibe. But we put the blue around it because if you just had the red, it kind of was welcoming you to walk through that door. That's a bedroom, that wouldn't be the best, so I put the blue around it. I think it looks pretty great. We have our lights in the corners and our giant entryway into the kitchen. In the kitchenway, we have a few different stations so that you can cook. We have 2 different fridges, one on each side, and we have 3 different stations. The one is in the center is the most limited. It's probably for the least experienced chef. These ones already have cakes freshly baked so that they can take them right out to the guests. This is a working fridge. It does dispense food. You can click the button and the door opens and you can dispense food, and you can also look in there. See, I have a whole bunch of food in there. So if you want mutton, I got you. Alright, now that is not all that there is to this floor. I'm going to show you the main spaces before I show you the bedrooms. The stairwell is over here. Just ignore this giant hole. I am not happy about what's past here. Just for the record, my brother made this. He made this. This was not me. So don't hold it against me, okay?
Show them it.
Okay?
I want them to see.
He wants me to show you. It's not that good. And no offense to Zach, but like, I would not have done this. Nope, not in a million years.
That's the swimming hole.
This was supposed to be the swimming pool, but I decided that is not good enough. So I add dolphins. You can swim with the dolphins. Pretty awesome.
Well,
We have things on the side so that you can look to the side and see them, apparently. Again, do not hold this against me. Do not click off because it is awful. Please. Zachariah, I'm sorry, but this is not the best. This doesn't look the best with my house. It'd probably look fine by itself, but it doesn't look the best with my house. And then Zachariah's idea was we're going to have 2 different swimming pools. We're going to have the one for the guys and the one for the gals over here. Zach, it's blue and pink.
Okay, I'm also colorblind, so they look pretty similar.
There's also very, very pink thing up there.
That was probably me, actually.
Yeah, definitely was you. I wouldn't do that.
I think.
Not that I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. Apparently, there's like these giant like thing that sinks down so that you can see all the fish and stuff. I have no idea what that's there. Again, like, I did not make this.
Fly.
Why? Why?
Look over there.
Yep, if you walk around and jump over this chest.
Whee!
Whee!
Bad design choice.
That's why I said do not hold this against me. It's not me. Apparently there's this shower.
That's just an open air shower. You sit in there and you get showered by the rain. And then there's 2 bathrooms.
And there's 2 bathrooms. Toilets and everything. And apparently a switch. What's the switch? Ah, just to flush the toilet, I see.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would have used a button.
We have a great thumbnail now. My brother built a horrible swimming area.
Nope, that is not a good name.
Okay. I think you can use this then. Because being insulting always gets people drawn to videos.
Something just died. Okay. Anyway, moving on. That was Zach's swimming pool edition. I asked him to build a bathroom. That's what I asked him to do. I asked him to build a bathroom in here because he said he could. He made a whole swimming pool area. I wanted to destroy it when I saw it. I was like, that does not match up with my house. My house is supposed to be fancy, not that. But, you know, I didn't because I'm nice, I guess. I don't know. He spent so long in it, I didn't want to destroy it. Anyway, moving on from that whole ordeal, we have the pink room. This is probably a girl's bedroom because I don't know who would take an entirely... Okay, fine. Maybe it's not a girl's bedroom, but that's what I was assuming because it's all pink. I made it pink. There. It doesn't have to be a girl's bedroom. It's just pink. There is particular boy and girl bedrooms upstairs for kids. But this is not one of them. So we have our designs on the walls. Overall, a pretty nice room. We have chests and lanterns in the corners so it doesn't get dark. And under the carpet so it doesn't get dark. Alright, now moving on to room 2. Room 2 is our blue room. There's a different pattern on the floor, different things on the walls. This is the room that has all of the knowledge in it. It is stocked up with knowledge. We've got multiple beds, which probably means this actually was a boys' room. Or it probably was a boys' room because there's not just one bed. And then we have our barrels and our chests and our coffee table in the middle. Alright, now we're going to move on. Before we move on, I just want to point out this is a giant dining room table. And it's awesome. Yep, that's all I wanted to say. Alright, now we have room 3. This is our orange room. It also has a different design on the wall. It has the lights that you can flick on and off. It has a window and like a window design so you can see out. And a window behind there into the pink. I built this house before he built the swimming pool. Just for the record, that wasn't on purpose. This is a good view. It's kind of a neutral colored room. Alright, I want to make sure there's no other... No, there's giant windows in here too. Again, the pool wasn't there. It was an awesome view. That's all I've got to say. And then there's also windows in here. How did I neglect to notice that? This is a pretty good view. Alright. Moving on, we're gonna go upstairs in our giant staircase. This is a pretty smooth staircase. Alright, we've got our dancing floor with the patterned flooring. And yes, we have torches in here. It was a struggle to find lighting. I couldn't really do it and hide it at the same time. So we have our like lounge part of the room where you could bring food up here and eat up here. There's just a whole bunch of room and it's pretty close since it's different from the table. The table, everybody's pretty far away. And we got our library. In our library, we've got our enchanting books, our lecterns, and we've got our lights on the sides, and we can walk above all the bookcases so that you have 2 levels of books. And so you don't have a problem reaching the ones on the top.
Wheel snapper!
He's special, isn't he? Anyway, this is the master bedroom. You have the red stuff. You have the red stuff on the walls. You have 2 chests, 2 crafting tables, and more chests and crafting tables against this wall. You have the lights that flick on and off, and you have the giant bed. Just so you know, the bed doesn't work. It was just purely aesthetics. And then we have our giant our fireplace room. You've got the red fire if you want to sit in front of the red fire. And then you've got a connector, and you've got our blue fire. I think the blue fire is better, to be honest. And there's nothing really on that. And, okay, we got 2, now we have the 2 kids' bedrooms, like I said. Bedroom number 1, I'm not sure if this is the boys or the girls. Yep, this is the girls' bedroom. We got a fireplace in the corner with a little couch so that you can sit and watch the fire. We've got desks up against the wall. We got a desk up against the wall. We've got the beds. Just so you know, I made this so that you could actually sleep in all the beds, and you wouldn't like phase into the ceiling or anything, so that you can actually, this is actually functional. And then you have a chest for every bed, and you have our light switch for the whole room. As you can see, it turns the lights above the bed on and off, so that when it's time to go to bed, you can turn those off, and you just have the fire to glow. I guess you could put out the fire too, and then you'd be completely... Okay, here's the boys' room. Again, you have the 4 beds against the wall, but I put the chests up against this wall instead of next to each bed. And then you have the lights you can flick on and off. You have the desks, but you have 2 desks with 4 seats so that everybody can do it at the same time. Then you have training armor. This is our training stuff. Woohoo! We have our training sword and all of our armor, because it's just a wooden sword, so it's your training sword. And then you have the flick off light over here too. Alright, that has been our first house. We're gonna move on to the second house. This is the first house I made. I made the other house after this one when I was feeling like I'd made enough fancy houses, because before this I made like a whole series, maybe 3 or 4 of normal on the water houses, so I was getting kind of bored of making normal on the water houses. So I went ahead and I made a quirky one, because I was like, why not? I want to just make this one weird, but it still works, and it's perfectly weird, but it's perfectly fine being like that. And before we begin, I feel like this is best showcased during the day, not at night. So we're just gonna change that. Alright, we made our road so that you could walk between. And we have a llama. Not sure why. I don't know. For some reason, wandering traders seem to spawn in the middle of the ocean. Like, what is wrong with you? Why wouldn't you spawn on land? You're probably just gonna die in the middle of the ocean. Or despawn. Alright. This is our house. We're just gonna give you a good view from the front. Yes. That right there, that was an accident. But it's fine. Totally fine. Alright. Now, moving on. We're going inside. We used some weird wood, and we have the same entrance that we had in the other house with the carpet. We have our table here. This is a much smaller table, but we have huge windows so that you can see everything. We have a sitting area over here, and then we have another huge window. Inside here, we have our entryway to our kitchen. Our kitchen has multiple different stations, but they aren't sectioned off. We have a fridge in here, we have a table, we have like flumes so that the smoke doesn't stay in here, and we have cabinets up there. But as you can tell, I'm working with less space here. I didn't make this one as big. And we had this, our grandma's house, our grandma and our papa's, grandma and Grumpy's, because that's what we call our grandma. Our grandma and Grumpy's house has one of these. You can pass the food through there to the people on the other side. It's pretty cool. So right there we have our food so that we can pass it straight through, and we don't have to go all the way down around this door all the way to the table, because that'd be kind of inconvenient. And then we have another sitting area here, and with another giant window so that you can see all the islands and all the water and all of it. And we have a thin staircase that leads up and around, and then it gets really, really dark because we're using dark wood, and then it's bright again. We have a giant library. As you can see, I love putting libraries in houses. I absolutely love it. Alright, and we have, again, you can go all the way around. And we have lecterns and the enchanting tables. But this time we have a spiral staircase that can actually be kind of a struggle to get up. It's kind of a little bit of a design failure, but that's okay. And then we have fencing so that you can't fall down the stairs. That'd be very bad. And we're going to start with our sections that are like viewing and not the bedrooms. Okay, we have a couch. It's a little bit bigger. And it's just like this great view. And then we have our garden over here. And couches so that you can see into the garden and out the windows. Into the garden, out the windows. See, it's pretty awesome. And we use the lanterns because they don't look like they're in the way. They don't look out of place here. Alright, now we have our little garden out here. We have our flowers because it's nice to have flowers outside. We have our carrots and probably our melons or our pumpkins. I'm not sure which one. And then this is covered so that you can look up at night, but you won't get rained on because getting rained on isn't fun. And we have a giant view that's unobstructed by glass. It's pretty cool. Alright. So next we're gonna move on to the bedrooms. As you can see, we didn't have any bedrooms on the first floor. We have all of them on the second floor. I have no idea how many there is. I just put one on all of the empty spaces, so I don't know how much room that takes up. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to point out this place. This place also has a good view with a seating area, so you can look any direction. Alright, now we're moving on to the bedrooms. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we have 4 bedrooms. Alright, we're going to start with this one here. I don't know which color this is. I don't know what it looks like. I have no idea, so. Alright, this is our boys' bedroom, looks like. Yep. We have our 4 chests against the wall that aren't connected at all, which was hard. We have our beds, and we have them facing different directions. This one faces this way, this one faces out this way, so that the heads of the beds at the top face each other, and the ones at the bottom face away from each other. Alright, and we have our ladder to get up. And again, I made this so that you can sleep in all of the beds. If I didn't make them so I could sleep, I feel like even though it looked good, I wouldn't feel right because I didn't make it practical. You have the lights you could switch on and off, and you have one long desk with a long bench so that everybody has one square to work on. Alright, and then we have the giant fighting portrait because it just ties the whole room together. Alright. Moving on to room 2. I'm guessing this is this is the girls' room. You have the lights you can flick on and off again. We made these rooms identical. You have the 4 chests against the wall, but all of them are facing outwards this time. And then we have the long bench. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one was slightly bigger. We had more room, so we have our scroll up here that people can read. And we have our closet, because I figured the girls needed a closet more than the guys did. Actually, this was just a room that had more room than the other one did, so I added a closet, because I was like, we don't really need the room, why not? We got a bunch of chests up here against the wall. That is our closet. That was our girls' room. Now these other ones are, like independent rooms. They probably just have 1 or 2 beds. They're only made for 1 person to sleep in. Alright, this is our purple room. We got our amethyst shards and our cool stuff on the wall. We got another fighting picture. We got a picture with the sea, even though you can see the sea if you look out the window. But mostly you see land, so I guess that makes more sense. You have our ender chest, and you have our normal chest, and you have flowers and a crafting table and lights that can flick on and off for nighttime. Alright, now last room of the whole house. Here we go. Alright, this is our orange room. Solid orange on the floor, lights that can flick on and off. Chests. I think this is probably the most boring room of the house. I'm just saying something because it has carpet and it's themed the same color and everything. Alright, that was our quirky house and our super fancy house, and I put them in the same world because I was like, they will look so funny next to each other. They will look so funny next to each other. I thought it'd be awesome. And they do look funny next to each other. You go from the fancy, if you lived in that house, this would be so funny. Right? You live in the Quirky house and you're fine with it. You walk out the door and you see this giant, grand house that's normal and fancy, and you're like, or you live in the fancy house and you look at your neighbor and you're like, there's some interesting people living there. That's an interesting house. I thought it'd be funny to put them next to each other. Anyway, that was my tour of my two houses. They completely contradict they completely look different from each other, but are right next to each other. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said earlier in the video at the very beginning, I have 2 more videos, but they're both of secret bunkers. So if you want to go check those out, there should be a playlist, maybe, I'm guessing there should be a playlist right here. And we should have another video, probably the one that's best for you, right here. And then we have our channel right in the middle. So if you want to subscribe, that would be great. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button because that is highly appreciated. And we want to know if people like the videos so that we can continue making things that you guys like. So if you like it, you're doing yourself a favor by liking the video. And us, because I'm not going to be dishonest. And so we should have our 2 things right here. I can't make my fist level, hold on. There we go. Right there. Nope. Have to get this one closer. This is so confusing. Okay, there. And we should have our subscribe thing right here in the middle. So if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Okay, I've already said that. Okay. My brothers Zachariah and Steven also do this channel. My brother Zachariah, I'm not really sure. Okay, Zachariah is doing a video game called Bastion right now. If you don't know what that is, you should check it out. And if you do know what that is and you like it, you should also check that out. If you don't like it, then you probably shouldn't check that out. I'm just gonna be honest. And then we have my little brother Steven. He's playing Valorant. He's playing games from, gosh, I can't remember the name. I think they're games from Epic, I'm not sure. But he's playing Valorant right now. He has 2 videos on Valorant. Zachariah has 1 video on Bastion. Zachariah is going to continue making videos on Bastion. Steven's probably going to continue making videos on Epic or on Valorant. And I'm going to continue with my Minecraft videos. So if you like seeing my Minecraft videos, there will be more, and there is more. And I will continue making more. Have a good day, and goodbye, and hope to see you in another video.